Look, we all know what betrayal feels like, but what happens when it's not just a broken promise? What if it's a total, complete devastation of your life? This is a story about that exact moment, that fork in the road between forgiveness and justice, and the almost impossible choice of which path to take.
And that's the question, right? After a betrayal that deep, what's the right way forward? Do you just forgive and try to move on? Do you go after justice? Or is there maybe a way to do both?
So let's talk about Eric's story, because it's such a powerful example of this exact dilemma. A huge betrayal by his partner Erin didn't just break his heart, it completely wiped him out financially and forced him to figure out how to navigate these two very different paths at the very same time.
First, let's just get a sense of the scale of the damage here. We're talking about a staggering financial loss, more than $500,000. And this wasn't some bad investment. No, this was the complete and total wipeout of his life savings.
But this was about so much more than just the money. It was about security. That loss included the home he was building for his vulnerable mother and brother, the very people whose well-being was his absolute highest priority. So this betrayal didn't just steal his money, it ripped away their safety net.
So, the first path Eric was guided toward actually came from the wisdom of his own mother. She really pushed him toward forgiveness, but probably not in the way you're thinking. This wasn't about letting Erin off the hook. It was about freeing himself.
And this advice, wow, it's so profound because it completely reframes what forgiveness is. The forgiveness she's talking about, it isn't for Erin's benefit at all. It's not about pardoning her. It's an act of personal release for Eric, a way for him to let go of that poison, that resentment that can just eat you alive.
So let's be super clear about what we mean by forgiveness in this context. It's an internal decision. It's a way to heal yourself. It absolutely does not mean you forget what happened, and it definitely doesn't mean you let that person keep causing harm. Okay, so that's the internal work. But that internal forgiveness, on its own, just couldn't fix the external damage. Given the sheer scale of the harm done, a second path became absolutely necessary: the pursuit of justice and accountability.
And when you start to really look at the anatomy of this betrayal, it is just staggering. This wasn't some one-time mistake. We're talking about a years-long pattern of deception with zero remorse. The ranch they were building, it was funded almost entirely by Eric's money and his work, while Erin contributed next to nothing. It was a classic, tragic exploitation of his trust and his kindness. And to make things even more complicated, there's the story she's telling everyone. It's this carefully crafted, one-sided version of events designed to protect her own reputation. So, a huge part of seeking justice, then, is simply bringing the whole, actual truth out into the light. And this is where it all comes together, right? You've got these two big ideas. Forgiveness is internal. It's a gift you give yourself to be free from pain. Justice, on the other hand, is external. It has to be earned, and its purpose is to protect others from harm. They aren't in conflict. In a case like this, they really have to coexist.
And I want to be really clear about something. This is not about revenge, not at all. Eric's decision to take legal action comes from this deep sense of responsibility. It's a principled stand to protect his family and just do what is right.
So the whole point of this principled action, it's actually really constructive. The goal is to expose the truth that's been hidden, to help other people recognize the warning signs of this kind of exploitation, and ultimately to prevent this from ever happening to somebody else. It's all about protection, not punishment.
And this one sentence, it just says it all, doesn't it? His only regret isn't that he's seeking justice now, it's that he didn't do it sooner. That tells you everything you need to know about his conviction. It's not rooted in anger, but in this profound need to protect his family.
So, after all of that, where does this leave them? The betrayal was absolutely devastating, but the story doesn't end there. The focus now shifts to the family's incredible resilience and the inevitable reckoning that, always follows actions like these.
You see, Erin could take the money, the house, all the material stuff, but she couldn't touch the family's real foundation. Their recovery is being built on their kindness, their generosity, and the strength they find in each other. They've been through tough times before, and their unity is what's going to get them through this too.
But that does leave one big, hanging question, doesn't it? While the family is rebuilding, what happens to the person who caused all this destruction and is now sitting on all the gains from that betrayal? Well, beyond what happens in a courtroom, there's this belief in a kind of universal balancing of the scales. The consequences for this kind of deception might not be immediate, but that day of reckoning, it's inevitable. Karma can be really patient, but it never misses its mark.
And that's really the profound truth this whole journey reveals. You can absolutely forgive someone for your own peace of mind, while at the same time demanding accountability for what's right. Because protecting the vulnerable and standing up for the truth, that isn't vengeance, that's integrity.